Let's go.
All right, what's going on, people? Hope everybody's okay and having a good day. Today I am with the beast, Eddie Hall.
Ahoy, brother.
How are we doing?
Awesome, man. It's nice of you to come up and visit me.
Yeah,
Privilege.
it's class, mate. Thank you very much. Today I've got some questions from people who watch my videos and friends and stuff like that. So should we just jump straight into it?
Go for it, yeah.
Right, the first question from Corey Jenkins is, what's your best bulking tips and what's the best foods to bulk on?
Oh, right. So my best bulking tips. Right, okay. So when I managed to get up to a body weight of 32 stone, I would have a big meal, like a full English breakfast, or a massive bowl of porridge, or like lunch would be steak, chicken, pasta, rice, bit of veg, similar for tea. I would always have, after every single meal, when I was on a proper bulk, I would have a litre of full fat ice cream.
Okay.
After breakfast, after lunch, after dinner.
Wow.
So you're having 3 litres of full fat ice cream.
That's mental.
Yeah, and that was like, you'd be full, like you couldn't eat another bite, but there's always room for dessert. So that's probably my best tip for bulking.
Okay. Right, the next question is, from George Alderman, what did you do to get over depression?
Oh, so depression for me was a very weird and horrible and stressful time in my life. I was 13 when I first got really bad with it.
Yeah.
Started suffering with very bad anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
And I guess the first thing I did was, took me a while, but seek out. I told my mum.
Did you ever take medication?
Yes, and I went to see a doctor. I was on Proudest.
Okay.
And I saw a psychiatrist once a week for 2 years.
Wow.
And at the end of that 2 years, it was my mum that actually suggested that I join the gym.
Oh, wow.
And I went to the gym, and literally within 2-3 weeks, I started to feel better. Every time I'd walk out the gym, I'd get a feeling of self-worth.
Yeah.
Like I'd feel better about myself. And I realized it was a trigger point for me. It took me a while to understand it, but it's like that release of endorphins during that training session helped me feel better outside of the training session.
Yeah.
So that's, honest to God, what brought me out of depression was going to the gym.
Okay, fair dues. Right, the next question is from Reese Morgan, and he said, how did you deal with the recovery process after the 500 kilo deadlift?
All right, so the recovery process after the 500 kilo deadlift. So I guess the main targets I was hit were my central nervous system was fucked.
Yeah.
Like shot. Just from that sheer, like, huge amount of adrenaline, like a very, you gotta think for my body, it was a very huge traumatic event for my body, lifting that amount of weight. So I guess the best thing for me to do was to sit on my arse for a week, which is what I did.
Yeah.
Did absolutely nothing, just did a few walks here and there, and then break back in slowly. So, I think it was only 5 weeks later, I was competing at the World's Strongest Man, so I had 2 weeks to sort of week on my arse, a week gently getting back into it, and then I was straight back into full blunt force training. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, right. Next question is from JP, one of my rugby mates.
Okay.
I think I can guess this one, but what's your proudest moment in your career?
My proudest moment in my career, it's a real tough one because the obvious answer would be World's Strongest Man.
That's what I would have thought it would be.
That's the obvious answer, right? But when you actually think about it, how many people have won the World's Strongest Man? There's over 40 now.
Yeah.
So without sounding like a twat, you're not that special.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? You're one of 40. Whereas the 500 kilo deadlift, setting the world record deadlift and breaking it by 37 kilo in one day, that was probably my proudest moment because it was just such, it was deemed the impossible thing.
Yeah, of course.
People thought I couldn't win the World's Strongest Man, like, but they wouldn't be like, so to say, oh yeah, but you ain't gonna do it, it's impossible. Whereas the 500 kilo deadlift, literally 99% of the population that were watching and interested were saying it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
So I did the impossible.
Yeah, you did.
So that was my proudest moment. I shut a lot of fucking mouths up that day.
Yeah, fair dues to you. Right, next question from Dan Gardner. And he goes, what's the best thing for recovery after training?
Oh, geez. I would say a good protein shake is the obvious answer again.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of recovery in my time. I've spent fucking hundreds and thousands of pounds on hyperbaric chambers, saunas, fucking ice baths, Oh, geez, like physio. Blah, blah. Honestly, I can hand on heart say sometimes a nice hot fucking bubble bath
Really?
is sometimes the best thing for you.
Wow. I
Because
wasn't expecting you to say that, especially with the
because
hundreds of thousands
honestly,
of pounds worth of kit you got.
Honestly, like you could have like a 4-hour training session. Sometimes just jump in a hot bubble bath for half an hour and then go straight to sleep after. Best recovery
That
ever.
was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, let's keep it simple.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Right, next question's from Adam Jones. He goes, what age did you start to train, and has it always been a fashion, or did it turn into an addiction? You kind of just dropped onto that with your mum telling you.
Well, there's a bit more of a story to that. So I started training full time, in essence, when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
As an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah, of course.
And I trained at least 10 hours a week in the water from age 5. And that accelerated to about 20 hours a week by the time I was 13. So I have basically been a full-time athlete since I was 5 years old to this day.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Right, next question is from Leighton Jones. You said to me earlier you've done a lot of walking, but what did you do to cut so quickly for your MMA fights?
Honestly, I think the walking was number one, but the diet is the hardest thing for me. I like my food.
Don't we all?
Well, don't we all? And I had to think of a diet that is going to keep me fit, strong, but also help me to have endurance. And I did a hell of a lot of research. I actually landed on the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
So I eat nothing now but meat, eggs, and dairy.
Yeah.
And I've done that for.
You're still on the carnivore?
Been on that for 3 years.
How did you find that with Inside? Because
fine, because I just ate once a day. I had massive pile of steaks once a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's honestly it's changed my life. My blood markers are perfect.
Yeah, because you seen that doctor, didn't you? And he said,
honestly, like other than my liver markers went up, which is natural with carnivore. Other than that, every single blood marker's improved now.
What about your energy levels, though?
Mate, you'd be amazed. Because your body transforms from running on carbs to now running on fats.
Yeah.
So I have ribeye steaks, I have chicken wings, I cook in butter. So all my energy is from fats, and I run a lot.
So next question is from Brady Larter. If you and Brian Shaw chucked the gloves on, who would win?
I'd fuck Brian Shaw up. And Brian Shaw, if you want to find out one day, just fucking ask. I will throw down with you any day of the week. Let's get it on. As friends, I like Brian, he's a good mate. But if he wants to have a scrap, I love a scrap. Let's have a scrap. I'll fuck you up, Brian.
Fair dues. Right, from Callum Roper, since you was a young kid, what was your idea of a dream life? For some people it's being filthy rich or exploring the world. What was yours?
Jeez. I mean, you fit right. So I always ask myself this question, right? When you're a kid and you have a birthday, and you always, when you blow the candles out, you're always told to make a wish.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I can honestly, hand on heart, say all my wishes came true.
Really?
Every single one.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of my wishes was to be the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
One of my wishes was to be a millionaire. Completed. And then I guess it's tough. I guess it sounds corny, but like another one of my wishes was to be like my mum and dad. And what I mean by that respect is to be nice people, have children, be loyal to each other, be good people. And that was genuinely one of my wishes, to be as good a human beings as my parents were.
Yeah, wow.
And I'd like to think, hopefully, I've done okay at that. You know?
I think you have.
Thank you, man.
Right, so these are the questions from me now.
Okay.
If you could use only one supplement for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, jeez. One supplement.
It's a bit of a hard question. I was proud of this question.
So I've got my own product called Big D.
Yeah.
And it's like it's got everything that your body needs to
build muscle,
flourish and grow.
Yeah.
In terms of muscle. So I'm going to say if I have one product, it's got creatine in there. So one product for the rest of my life, it would be Big D. So
well,
everything in it.
I had a scoop before we started this workout.
There you go. Yeah, you did a PB.
And we done a PB.
There we go.
It's
nothing to ask for.
What's the best bit of advice you can give to be a good dad?
Oh, jeez. That's a tough question, man. What's the best piece
I'm hitting
of advice?
deep. I'm hitting right in here now.
Yeah, no, you are. What's the best piece of advice you can give to be a good dad? I mean, there's quite a few pieces to that puzzle there. Number one is to provide.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be able to provide for that child and I guess create safety. In all terms of, like, safety is in a roof over their head.
Yeah.
Safety is in love. Safety is in protection. Safety is in providing for them and giving them the tools to be successful in life. Like, I look at my son and I've sort of molded all those things into my son to be a nice person, to be respectful, to, you know, navigate his way through life. He does his training 4 times a week. That to me, if he can commit to his gym training and doing the PBs that he's doing and do 4 sessions a week at an hour and a half a time,
smashing it, to be fair.
Smashing it. But what I'm trying to say is that attribute of what you put in is what you get out transfers to so many different things in life. Like that attribute of coming to the gym since he was 10 will transfer to his job, will transfer to his career, his education, even his relationships.
Yeah.
Because that attribute of what you put in and what you get out transfers to everything in life.
Yeah.
So, like, giving my son that tool to be committed to the gym, I think has set him up for everything else.
Fair dues. Well done.
Thanks, man.
Well done.
Thank you, buddy.
Last one now. If you were on death row and you could have a 3-course dinner, what was your last meals?
All right, starters would be chicken wings.
Okay.
Barbecue, hot barbecue, buffalo chicken wings.
Yeah.
Main would be there's a cut of meat called Côte de Boeuf. It's like a ribeye steak, basically. So it'd be a big fat ribeye steak. Probably triple coots, beef dripping, chips, couple of eggs, and then dessert would be a full family cheesecake with double cream.
I thought you'd be sick of cheesecake now.
No, man.
You like cheesecake?
How can you get sick of cheesecake?
Yeah, fair enough.
Cheesecake's life.
Yeah.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Just one I've got off my head now.
Okay.
How did you wipe your bum when you were at your biggest?
So, good question. So in order to wipe my ass, I would take a shit, obviously, and then I would have to put a foot up on the bathtub and sort of reach around like that. So that was, so I did manage, but yeah, it was an ordeal. That's for sure.
Right. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, man.
Let's go back to this workout.
Right, what do you want to do next, mate?